Yeah. Hello, everybody. All right. So I just got to get a couple of things all set up over here. Damn, I've been live for 14 minutes already. My bad on that. All right. So let's go ahead and lower down that music just a little bit for y'all. So, let me describe what we're doing today, okay? Today and probably every day for the next 2-3 weeks here on stream, and whatever I don't get done in that 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to just do off stream so I can really grind to get this done. So anyway, I have a really big convention season coming up, right? And you know how I do those masterworks where I draw like every character of a particular property. We finished the Ninja Turtle piece back in January. And then in February we updated the Overwatch piece, and then March we didn't. Well, March I started a Teen Titans piece, but then I'm not gonna lie, I just found that I didn't have enough time to go through every episode of the series, so I got sort of far in that one, maybe about 10 hours deep. I drew the Titans, and then I laid out the body of it, and all I had to do was go through all the episodes. But I just kind of don't have time for that. So that a Teen Titans one is still on the back burner, but we will get to it eventually. I just probably near the later part of the year when I have more time. And then I started a Harry Potter one because there were fewer characters on that one, and I'm not gonna lie, other than the fact that that one's gonna take a lot of time as well, I just don't want to deal with Harry Potter bullshit right now. You know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes, I just don't want to deal with that right now. So I'm just not gonna do the Harry Potter one because it's something that I just don't want to fucking introduce into my I don't go to cons and stuff. It's just some shit I don't want to introduce into my life right now. So we're gonna set that one aside. I might eventually do that, but right now I don't feel like doing that. So with the convention season coming up, knowing I don't have time to go through the Teen Titans piece, I want to get something done in time. I want to get something done in time for the conventions. And what better thing than the property that got me started drawing, Yu-Gi-Oh! For those who don't know, I used to be a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. It's what got me into drawing in the first place. So, fuck it. What we're doing is drawing every monster that Yugi has and every monster that Kaiba has. Right, we're gonna stick strictly to monsters, no spell cards, because that shit gets crazy. You get you get too crazy with the spell cards, okay? So that means we'll probably do the Eye of Timaeus, right? And then we'll do like for Kaiba, we'll do like Crush Card Dragon, right? But we're not gonna do like we're not gonna draw like the Crush Card Virus. We're not gonna draw the Living Arrow, you know, we're not gonna do things like that. No Card of Sanctity. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. So that's the reasons we've switched gears. I'll try not to bring up the Harry Potter thing, but if somebody asks about it, I'm just gonna be honest about it. So hope everyone's strapped in for another one of these brutal couple of weeks where we go to war. But before we get going, I want to remind everyone that we have a community channel points challenge going on. If y'all can get us to 125,000 channel points as a community within 12 days as of now, we'll do a 24-hour study stream of fantasy creatures and stuff. So yeah, that one will be really fun. So I should be getting to the tail end of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Drawing. Not totally done, but close to the tail end of it by the time that 12 days for the fantasy creature community channel points challenge is up. Yo, G-Rat, what's going on? So that everything will kind of time out well. Yeah. So I do need to have this done by a certain date so I can have it printed and in hand in time for our convention called Anime Central. That's in May. It takes me let's say it's about 1 week for me to, between the time of me sending this off for production and getting it in hand, I can do that in, let's say 10 10 days, not 10 business days, 10 days. Right? So I need... Anyway, there you go. I've just broken the entire thing down, and that's what we're doing with this drawing. That's why we're doing it, and all that. Jiro, what's going on? You were big into Pokemon, never got into Yu-Gi-Oh? I hopped around. I started with Pokemon and then started playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So this canvas that we're working on is... Hopefully the resolution on this is right. Okay. It's looking a little laggy. It's all right. We're gonna go to... I have not gone to the not the lo-fi girl. The other one. Synthwave, lo-fi boy. The design of the back of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like the real Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? Not the ones in the anime. Okay. We'll thumbnail a couple of designs. I have a couple of ideas already in my head. So we'll go with the first one and we'll see how that goes. So in my head, Yugi has always been on this side. And Kaiba has always been on this side. I feel like you can't do just like a flat... You can't do like a flat perspective on them. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! The anime itself is so like dynamic with its perspective. No, you can't just have something like that. Where they're like... I think it needs to be... And this is strictly going to be the Pharaoh's deck, not Yugi. Because later in the series, you know, the Atem, the Pharaoh, he uses cards that when little Yugi is dueling, Yugi doesn't use. Yugi has his own deck, he has his own monsters. Considering Yu-Gi-Oh! Had such a big influence on me becoming an artist. For those who don't know, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. and I used to draw playmats, Yu-Gi-Oh playmats. That's how I got started drawing. And it's fascinating that I can't believe that it's taken me this long it's taken me this long to do one for Yu-Gi-Oh, one of these. We'll honor my roots. Yeah, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively. Like, I used to just waste, not waste. No, I guess waste. I used to waste all my time. Like, literally every moment of my day was either at the gym, at work, or playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, those are the only things I did with my whole life. It was like all my personality was based on. I guess you could say I'm basically the same thing now, but drawing instead, right? There's this part of me that wants to draw this landscape, but I know that'd be a fucking mistake. So the poses that I want, the ones that are going through my head right now, let me show you. The poses that are going through my head right now, it's based off of the original season of Yu-Gi-Oh, which is referred to as Season 0. Which, by the way, if you've never seen the opening to Yu-Gi-Oh Season 0, this shit goes hella hard. Hold on. If you haven't seen this season of Yu-Gi-Oh, this shit goes hard. It's dark as fuck. But when the beat drops, there's a pose that they do that I want to kind of homage. Right here, there, and right there. Yeah. Yeah, so okay. Why is my computer lagging? Maybe having 100 tabs open is not the hotness. Oh, wait. Alright. If he has the dual disc on his left hand, he wields the cards with his right. So it would be more like... Mm. Oh, how did the event go? Yeah, so this past weekend I was in San Francisco for the Cherry Blossom Festival. I had an artist table in the Japantown Mall. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you putting money the channel points more valuable than money. Appreciate you putting channel points towards the community challenge. The event went really well. I did like convention numbers there, like real convention numbers at that show. I didn't sleep in the car because they kicked me out of the parking garage because you can't sleep in. Obviously, they don't want you sleeping there overnight. So I had to grab an Airbnb. It was like $80. Big shout outs to my neighbor who gave me, thank you, Fluffy. Also, big shout outs to my neighbor, my artist alley neighbor at the Cherry Blossom Festival. She hooked it up with her setup, her convention setup. Her convention setup is like immaculate. So I straight up asked her. I was just like, "Can I pick your brain about what gear you use to set it up?" And she emailed me like the Amazon links to everything, and I'm just like, dude. So I have a new setup. That's $80. What are you gonna do? My wife was happy. She didn't want me sleeping in the car, and I still had kind of a fever that night, so it was probably for the best because I went to the Airbnb. I got to get some real rest. I took a shower and took like a real sleep in like a really comfortable bed. And I woke up and there was like dry drool, like all over my face, which means, you know, it was a good sleep. I woke up, no fever at all. I needed that one sleep. If I slept in the car, I'd probably be sick right now, honestly. But yeah, my table neighbor hooked it up with her entire display setup. So I've modified it for my own liking. And yeah, I'm gonna have a new setup that I'll be rocking at conventions this year. And because I can't bring my pro panels with me when I fly. I'm not gonna lie. I have always half-assed my displays. I've never put full effort into figuring out a really efficient, really good-looking display. As soon as I got my pro panels, I was just like, these, which I still like my pro panels, by the way, but I can't fly with them. So I've never configured a good setup for flying that's clean, easy and light and everything. Yeah, so, and I'll get into all that stuff when I make my next episode. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Getting kicked out of that parking garage is probably the best thing that could have happened. We're gonna go over the goal tonight is to decide on the composition of the drawing. It's like the layout of it. That's the only goal we have tonight. And then we'll get to drawing the actual thing on the next one, okay? No, that micro setup that I was using, I haven't been able to use, like, I haven't shown what the new setup looks like yet. Super duper simple. It's basically what I had at the most recent event, but a lot more organized, a lot cleaner. And anyway, it was yeah, anyway, I've never bothered. I was just like, well, I have a bunch of pipes, this works, whatever. But when you fly that much and you want to bring as little gear as possible, and anyway, yeah, got cool things coming this year. Hey, how's everybody doing? Thank you for coming in. So we're doing it. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the next masterwork. We were okay. Let me give you an update on what's going on with the Teen Titans and the Harry Potter piece. I put over 10 hours into both of them, right? I put over 10 hours into both of them. However, where I'm at with the Teen Titans piece will require me to go through all the episodes, and I just don't have time for that. I thought I would have time for it in March. I did not. So then I was just like, okay, well, I don't have time to go through an entire series. That's why we didn't do Attack on Titan, because I didn't have time to go through all the episodes. And so I was just like, oh, we'll do a Harry Potter piece. And I've put, I would say about 10 or 11 hours onto the Harry Potter piece, because I already have the list of all the characters that I'm going to do in it. But 100%, you'll be honest with y'all, as I travel for cons this year, I just don't want to deal with what comes with doing Harry Potter stuff right now. I just don't want it in my life. I just don't want to deal with that shit when I go to shows. I really don't. So I mean, one day we'll finish that one just because I love Harry Potter. It's just not something I need right now. You got me, yeah. So I was like, fuck it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's fucking go. Yeah, which I think ultimately will probably be the better choice, right? So to utilize my new setup, I have to have 9 pieces. So without getting at least one more, my OCD is gonna kill me. So anyway, this will be the 9th masterwork. Jerry, you know what I'm talking about? G-Rat, yeah. So anyway, you know, people were getting doxxed for playing what's that Harry Potter game? Hogwarts on Twitch. Like there were websites that were like keeping track of people who played it, and it allowed people to target dox streamers. And I was like, what? I'm good, man. I'm good. Scoobs, what's up? Why is my notification all the way off to the side like that? What happened? There we go. I've recentered my notifications. Hold on. My OCD is bothering me. I need this to be like centered. Leo, what's up? Oh. Yeah, I see that you came in from the raid. I'm not joking, Exo. You can go Google it. You could find that, yeah. And I'm saying I don't need that in my life right now. I'm good. Nah, dude, I've been good. Like, you know, the wife is recovering really well. We actually went out to dinner today. Well, it's the first time she's been able to like leave the house in like 6 months. So we went to go get sushi. So it was like a half late birthday dinner for me, half celebrating her being able to kind of get back on her feet. So it was a good night, yeah. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I have a pretty big convention season coming up, which is why we're back doing another one of these. We're gonna be drawing Yugi and every one of his monsters, and then Kaiba with every one of his monsters. I got a real Dexter Mandark thing going on. Yeah, you know, I stopped doing shows for a while, but like this year my lineup, my tour schedule this year is fucking stacked. Like I just came back from the Cherry Blossom Festival in San Francisco. Shit, I did like fanime level numbers there. And then I'm off for a few weeks. I have a small one-day event that my friend is running. And then like 2 weeks after that, it's like nonstop fucking Anime Central, Fanime. I can't remember what happens after that. But there's a lot. Actually, I'm curious. Let me see. My Twitter. I put it up on my Twitter. So it goes, yeah, Anime Central, Fanime, A-Con in Texas, and then Animate, which is in Ohio. And then so that's 4 weekends in a row. I get 1 weekend off. And then I go to CEO, which is in it's a gaming event in Florida, which is huge. It's basically Evo. And then directly after that is fucking Anime Expo. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. No, I have 4 in a row, 1 weekend off, and then 1, 2, 3, 3 in a row, which includes Anime Expo. And then thankfully I get a month off after that. And then it's 2 a month after that. And those are only the ones I'm confirmed for right now. But I'm very fortunate that I got into a lot of big shows this year. So basically, I can't squander this opportunity. Am I going to be feeling jet lag? No, I'll be okay. Because I'm going to really focus on getting a lot more rest than I normally do. I'm a lot more mature than I was last time, my last my last go around. So I'm gonna know like kind of when to call it. Plus, I'm gonna be flying a lot lighter too. I've recently discovered a new setup that will allow me to carry less bags. And carrying all that gear, that's one of the most tiring parts about it. Anyway. Yeah, I say a lot more mature because like before I would just work until I passed out. Now I'm a lot smarter about like, all right, well, I'm starting to feel tired, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep. So instead of passing out, instead of going an extra 2 hours and then passing out and then sleeping in and then still being tired, I think I would cut out like 2 hours earlier than I normally would have, if that means that I can get to full strength with less sleep. You know what I mean? Thanks, man. Yeah, you know, another really cool thing that's been going on is I'm gonna be doing some work with Copic Marker this year. Really excited about that shit. Like, I'm super excited. So it's gonna be a pretty stacked year, but I know, right? That's like a dream come true. I've been using Copics for so long. Like, ever since I started drawing, I've been using Copics. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me, man. Just keeping busy with all of this. I'm gonna be very busy this year. How How is everyone doing? Which one, Columbus? Is that the Animate? Is that one? Nah, dude, I appreciate you hanging out this long. I never hang out this long when I raid. So I appreciate you. When I'm done with the stream and I raid, I'm always just like, alright guys. Tell the streamer I said hi, I'm leaving. So dude, go take care of yourself, man. I mean, I already gave them a raid. Well, they want my attention too? Come on. Jory, what's going on? No, I'm doing well. I had a really good convention this weekend, which is always good. Animate is a new show though, right? And we're talking about conventions right now. Animate is a new show, so I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. I think it's run by GalaxyCon, right? Who I know, from what I've heard, they run very solid shows. Hope I'm not getting my wires crossed here with conventions. I appreciate everyone for contributing to the community channel points challenge. If you haven't noticed down below where you could turn in your channel points, you see that we are currently 29% of our goal. I think we can do it. Organize your photos, videos, notes, files, calendar recently. Inventory 90% of everything you own in an app. Tracking every transaction to a budget app. Do that. Do that shit. There's never a wrong time to do that. Start picking away at where you spend your money. I don't spend any money outside of things that my family needs, aka basically dog food. Dog food, fish food, and work supplies. That's literally where all my money goes. I have like I don't get like funsy stuff for myself. Any fun, cool stuff I have was like a fucking gifted to me. But you know, it's funny. Because like we were talking about what we were talking about with Scoop was just, you know, I have so much going on these days, and it's like I don't have any time to like breathe. Not in a bad way. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. My friends have been asking me to go hang out and stuff, right? And like I do miss them. I miss my friends a lot, but it's kind of like, yeah, I gotta work, and they're just I think some people kind of, or even my mom will misinterpret when I say I have to work by me saying, oh dude, I gotta work, man, I can't go hang out, you know. Like I think people misinterpret that. I enjoy what I do, which is why I'll do it till I get sick. Like I enjoy it so much that it pulls me away from, you know, my family. So I don't know I hope nobody thinks that I'm out here killing myself doing these crazy projects and not enjoying it. Going to war with these masterworks is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not gonna lie. You know, when we do these, when I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired. We're gonna go knock out for 2 hours and I'll come back and we'll just get back at it and see how far we can go. I fucking love it, dude. Shit is like brutal. These are like my, not gonna lie, my favorite live streams that we've ever done were the periods of streams when we do these masterworks. But the thing, I was willing to hurt myself back in the day because I enjoy doing this, right? But also it was like, you know, damn it, did we talked about this before? Was this last time or the time before? Where I'm just like, if you're able to do, basically, okay, I was gonna say if you can do what you love, then you shouldn't take it for granted. But I'm gonna get even more narrow with it. If you could do internet stuff and make a living off of it, like, and you could just go to work in like your underwear, don't fuck that up. Don't take it for granted. I think that's one of the reasons. One of my, you guys know, one of my fascinations lately is listening to stories. Like, there's a lot of YouTube channels dedicated to these stories about like people who either have a really very successful YouTube channel or Twitch channel or something, and they just completely fuck it up because they just do something completely avoidable. And it all, like, I love listening to those because I'm just like, you guys deserve to lose everything because you had, anyway. I had some friends and my mom, you know, bring up some concerns about like overworking and like not enjoying life, but I fucking enjoy doing this, so. That whole Gary V thing, you gotta sacrifice, you gotta kill your family and shoot them in the face, you know, like, nah, it's not me. Can't do that because I'm not really sacrificing anything. That's the thing. I don't really sacrifice anything for my art because I actually just enjoy doing this. Sacrifice sleep? No, not even, because I hate sleep. I have sleep apnea, so like I don't crave sleep because it doesn't do anything for me, so I'm not even sacrificing sleep. You hate Gary V? Look, I used to like Gary V in like 2016, back when all he would say was, all right, hey, if you want something, then you need to just figure out how to do it and just stop complaining, you know, whatever it is that makes you happy. Basically, back then it was like, if your goal is to spend more time with your family, what do you need to do that? You need more money so, you know, you can provide for them and you guys can have more free time to hang out. Well, then you need to go work and do that, right? Like, that's he's like, you want to just sit in your room, play video games all day? Well, then you need money so that you can, you know, you need a job that doesn't do this, doesn't do that, doesn't demand. Like, that's what he used to be like. Now he's just like, I wake up and I think about shooting my family in the face. I make that joke all the time because he literally said, well, he didn't he said something very similar along the lines. I'm just like, oh, look, man, you need to calm the fuck down. I never got into Jordan Peterson. That's a person that I never I think he came to popularity around a time when I just didn't need another like voice in my head. I had like my shit figured out, and I just didn't need other voices. That's why I don't even listen to Gary Vee anymore, and I don't go seeking out people like Jordan or Andrew Tate, or you know, like even people like they idolize like Joe Rogan and stuff, and I don't even I just got my own shit in my, like, I got my own shit figured out. One of my favorite things that old school Gary used to say, one of the things that I love that he used to say was, you should just take what I'm gonna paraphrase, but he would say stuff like, you should take what applies to you and helps you from all the stuff I say, and then disregard the other stuff. And then when you feel good, you shouldn't be watching me anymore. I'm paraphrasing, but he would always say stuff like, if you're still watching me in like 5 years, then you failed. Like you didn't do this right. Like you're supposed to just like take what you want from me, and then you're not supposed to watch my content anymore. He used to, I can't remember what video it was, but like I know he used to say that quite a few times, and that's one of the things I really liked about it. I doubt he said that shit now, but who knows? I used to enjoy Joe Rogan's podcasts. I used to listen to a lot of Joe Rogan's podcasts back when he had athletes on, especially boxers. And then eventually I realized I just like listening to the boxer and the athlete, and it wasn't so much him. No, Gary's stuff used to be good. Gary's stuff, you could go to his old stuff and it still applies today. Like if you could just ignore what he is now, that old stuff is good. Like, if I wasn't so into him and that whole message, because like I said, his old message was always, well, just fucking figure out what you want, and then you have to just make decisions that lead you to that, which is very generic advice, but he frames it in a way that's kind of entertaining, right? And he's such a little guy, like literally, he doesn't come across as like a bro. He doesn't walk around with his shirt off with like an 8-pack being like, all right, this is what you gotta do, bro, you know? Oh, you're just so used to his voice, right? That's what it is. Yo, does anyone listen to Double Toasted? I've been listening to Double Toasted for like like fucking 14 years now, back when they were spill.com. And I used to, back when I had my apartment and I lived by myself in Sacramento, I found them, and then I used to listen to them. Like, they talk about movies, and that's how I got into movies and how I got into cinematography and like in art and stuff. But like I used to listen to their stuff, and to this day, like when I'm traveling, I'll just put on a random podcast of theirs because I'm so familiar with their voices. It helps me go to sleep. That must be how it is for everyone. Must have the equivalent to that, right? Not gonna lie, sometimes I put my own YouTube episodes up to fall asleep because I like to listen to myself. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. No, those YouTube episodes are good for me. I like to listen to like really horrible bad takes I used to have back in the day. And it like helps me grow because it reminds me not to do that anymore, not to think like that anymore. What is it? What is it about your own voice that you don't like? I mean, I know that that's very awkward for a lot of people. That's one of like the most common things that bothers people. Like you don't like to see yourself on video, you don't like to hear your own voice. I've never had that issue. Boy, if I could have just sit down and like have a full conversation with myself to myself. No, I wouldn't want to talk to myself. It could be it could be the device that you're using to record yourself, making you sound more nasally and stuff than you actually are. Oh, your mic is good. So I'm trying to pay homage to the intro of Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. That's where this this green-haired Kaiba comes from. It might not work given the space we have, but we'll give it a try. I believe the card he has is Battle Ox. And then Yugi pulls out the fucking Dark Magician. That's some bullshit. That's like overkill. That's like too much. Yeah, if we were doing this landscape, it'd be much easier. Because I have to try and fit Yu-Gi-Oh in here too. That's like too much. Maybe. I really want to get this to work. For those who don't know what we're talking about. Right here, there, and there. Oh, I got it. Right there. We're gonna homage that shot right there. Oh, fuck it. All right, hold on. Homage. All right, hold on. All right, it holds it for like 1 frame. There we go. Okay. All right, so the question is gonna be, how many hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh fans are gonna recognize what we're gonna do here? So, and of course we'll update the style. This is here. I'm gonna show you the Yu-Gi-Oh style that I want to go with. I think it's Yu-Gi-Oh episode 175. Is that right? It is not 175. It is 145, I want to say. What the hell? Is it 135? I suck at this. I used to remember which episodes. It's 134, god damn it. Okay. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 134. Yugi versus Kaiba. It's gonna get me banned on Switch. Yeah, this is the I think this, to me, this is peak Yu-Gi-Oh art, like art style right here. When it goes past this, they have that tendency, like all anime gets like really glossy, like they add that extra, they add like that fourth color. It's usually white. Yeah, so this to me is peak Yu-Gi-Oh style. So this is the style that we're gonna emulate. I'd argue this has an influence on the way I draw now. Look at that line art, or yeah, or the line weight rather. I think now you can never unsee it. Yeah, I can't play too much of this. Twitch will get mad at me. Okay. We'll shift the perspective on the faces a little bit to look at them from underneath. Because the reference picture that I have here is a straight profile shot. That's similar. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you see it? Do you see how that Yu-Gi-Oh art style is still in my traditional work now? See, now you can't unsee it. Okay, hold on. I gotta go check on my wife real quick. Make sure everything's all chill. Because she's watching the dogs tonight. Normally she doesn't do that. But she's feeling well enough. So, be right back. While I'm away, I'm only gonna be gone for like 1 minute. Because since I'm gonna be gone, I'm gonna take the opportunity to go use the restroom. While I'm away, I'm gonna run a 1-minute ad. Not saying you guys should be clicking on these ads. I don't run ads a lot, okay? So I'm just gonna say, all right, BRB. Whoa. There we go. Wrong camera. Let's not worry about the details too much. Oh, do you ever see Yugi and Kaiba versus Darts? That duel is stupid. I guess any duel that involves darts is pretty dumb. Okay. Do we do Yugi? Do we do Cape Yugi? Or his jacket? Or like you could see his where you could see his muscles. And it has like a cape, like a jacket cape. See, I don't even need reference. I know exactly I know exactly the design. I know how to draw like all these Yu-Gi-Oh characters without any references. Hey, everybody, throw your channel points to our community channel points challenge. I appreciate that. We do Cape Yugi, right? It always bothered me that he didn't go into Cape. He didn't go into Cape mode when he dueled Kaiba in the Battle City finals. That always bothered me. What a fucking cool character design choice. To have him throw his school jacket around like over his shoulders, have it sit like a cape. To me, that's the equivalent of like, you know, the in Dragon Ball the character design for Saiyans when they had them wrap the tail around their waist. Like what a that's such a cool character design. Oh my god. Where are we at now with the channel points challenge? 33%. Well, that's pretty good. And I know you all have... I know that some of you have maxed out on your channel points that you can contribute for the day. Oh, Exo, thank you. Let's go hella extra with this. I have an idea. You know me, hella extra. There's this drawing from Kim Jong-gi that has always stuck with me. Of course, we're drawing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I bring up Kim Jong-gi. Where he draws where it's just a bunch of people, but you're seeing them from underneath. I bet y'all know which one I'm talking about. And it's just like a bunch of people. It's like a crowd of people walking through like a courtyard or something, and you could just, the entire thing is seen from like underneath them. Anyway, I've always kind of wanted to do that. We may as well do it here, since I'm probably never going to do that for anything else. So we'll shift their perspective enough so that we're seeing them from underneath. Why not? Why not make the job more difficult than it has to be? We wouldn't be here if otherwise. Also, I shipped out all the Patreon cards, the JoJo Patreon cards. I had like 4 left that I had to do. So I finally did them, and they're on their way. So thank you to all the patrons. The Patreon's looking really big this month, so I think we have, what, 1 or 2 slots left for the sketch card tier? So I fucking really appreciate everybody who supported the Patreon. That's crazy. We're about to max out slots on the Patreon. I remember when we had like 5 people. Exo, I appreciate you being like an original person on there. Exo, it's been so long. Did you find me through YouTube? The YouTube series? Is that how we found each other? I know it was here on Twitch. But was it the YouTube? Okay. Oh, you know, one thing I didn't realize, or one thing I didn't think about, because you know how I haven't really been hardcore back at cons, right? I haven't really been hardcore back at cons since COVID, right? But now that I will be, it happened 3 times over the past in the course of 2 days, just at the Cherry Blossom Festival. When COVID hit and artists were really stuck at home watching YouTube, apparently quite a few people had come across my series, and a lot of them are doing conventions now. So just being back at my first really big show, I ran across 3 people who watched my videos, and one of them's doing conventions full time now. They had a successful art thing beforehand, but then because of my videos, they hopped into doing cons, which that's cool. But if you had a successful art thing, why would you go into cons? Anyway, yeah, that's crazy. I just didn't think about that because everyone was just home looking up Artist Alley stuff. Eventually, you're gonna find my stuff, my videos. Anyway. Super flattering anytime somebody finds my stuff interesting. I did have somebody really stroke my ego, he's a bit of a film nerd, I guess, and he noticed all the cinematography in my videos, and we talked nerd over that. How does it feel? Your vids made an impact on. Yeah, man, that's crazy to me. I'm not, I'm not trying to like talk myself up here with all that stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, I did make them for me, and I did them as like a way to kind of document for myself. you know, to look back on in later years, so I can like kind of just see how much I've grown and all that stuff. I don't know, like that's why I think that's why I always say I consider them as part of my body of work. They've probably left a bigger impact on people than any like illustration I've ever made, you know? So far. So far. Man, y'all don't know what's coming. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, let's focus on this first. One thing at a time. Yeah, no, that's one of the one of the things I always say to people is to document your progress, aka, you know, they refer to it as your journey, but your progress. Find some way, whether it's in a blog, you know, but you know, in video form, vlog is always going to be the best option, because that's what people, it doesn't require people to like read or whatever shit. You know, so I always tell people to, you should document what you're doing, even if it's like with your cell phone and you just have it set up in like your office or something, or like in your bedroom, or your living room, wherever it is you worked. I worked out of my living room for like the first 6 years. Well, the first 2 years I was working out of just a room that I was renting, and then yeah. All right, man, go get some rest, or go get, yeah, you're gonna go to bed. Yeah, get some rest, man. We'll probably push the gesture a little bit harder, but for now we'll just keep it like this. we don't want Exodia taking up that much, not that much space. Let's go ahead and go to like thumbnail distance. So like with all my masterworks, when I come up with the composition, I have to consider the fact that I'm gonna have my logo right here, and then I do sign my prints right here. So we want to make sure we keep this area, you know, open and available. So I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be having Slifer making his way about right here. More or less, something like that. So this generic ass music. Gotta put on my music. Basically, there are certain monsters that we want to build the entire composition around, and then we'll use the rest of the monsters to kind of fill in the remainder of it. That's kind of how I do these that's how I compose the shots for these big projects now. I have a main image in mind, and then I just fill in the rest with like the rest of the characters. Hmm. You know, it's a fun concept. As illustrators who sell anime artwork, the nerdier we are, the more money we make. You know, the more anime you're familiar with, the like deeper you are into it, the more fandoms you're familiar with. So the fucking nerdier you are, the more money you'll make. Isn't that fucking think about it that way? Wife is texting me. Oh, you know what's cool? Technically, Yugi had red eyes during Battle City, so I get to put red eyes in this drawing too. That's gonna be sick. My bad. I'm texting my wife. She needs something right now. Okay. And every character has to be in an action pose. There's no static poses here other than like Yugi and Kaiba and like they're gonna be posing, right? Yugi and Kaiba, but all the other characters need to be, they need to have some kind of action. Okay, we're not including Pyramid of Light. I just was thinking about it. I was just like, well, are there any characters we don't want to include? We're not including Pyramid of Light. Fuck that movie. It's not canon. I don't care what anyone says. We're not including Pyramid of Light. No perspective shifts on this one. I think everything will be like an undershot. And the cool thing about when something is like flying in the air, it doesn't need to adhere to any specific perspective. Like if gravity isn't, no, not gravity, like you can have all of this. And as long as all the characters are flying, it doesn't matter. So I think we'll just keep a general sense of looking at everything from underneath. We will shift things around, and I think we'll have the focus of everything be their eye contact. So right here, that's going to be the focus. And that's where all the creatures are going to either not just have their eyeballs looking, but I want them to, like, they'll have their heads turned down that way. Like as if everyone will be attacking this point right here, which is where their eye lines are meeting. Okay. So let's go ahead and just do that in a different color. And that'll kind of be our perspective guidelines for that. We'll test out this comp and see if it looks good, and then we can always change it out for something later. If we don't like how that looks. Okay, so because of where I placed everything, I cannot move Yugi and Kaiba from where they are. Which is fine, because it works like this, but... Okay, so I have to go take care of the dogs really quick. So I shall return, and we'll start the song over when I get back. I'm gonna run a 1-minute ad, and then I will be right back. Like I said, I gotta take care of the dogs real quick. Thank you for hanging out. BRB. Give me a second. Hold on. I just came back from walking the dog. Hold on. Gotta get them all situated. Okay. We have returned. Jeez. Crazy. Ugh. Dude, this intro goes hella hard. Is this what's it called? Warriors? Is that what it's called? Extend it out. Chest out. Uh-oh. Going on. Computer's acting up, man. I think we have found our composition. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the overall composition, and then we'll probably just call it. That way I can get a little bit of rest. We could start this fresh tomorrow. We'll probably just yeah, okay. So overall composition looks good. I'm very happy with it. So the pose of Yugi, Kaiba, Exodia, and the blue eyes, that's a throwback. That's like an homage to the this right here. This is the part of the intro of Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. So it's a reference to that. Alright? Only the real fans will notice that. Anyway. And then the focal point, or like, I guess you could call it our center point, will be where their eyes meet. So like right here. I have to do some measurements to make sure everything is centered, like exactly centered, right? But we'll have all the monsters pretty much pushing their attacks towards that spot. And I think that'll create a really, really powerful composition. And naturally, because the vanishing point, or excuse me, the horizon line will be like right here. We'll have to keep that into account when I draw the monsters in perspective. And I think the monsters up top will be like coming downwards towards, yeah, they'll be like flying downwards. You know what I mean? So I think I'll keep all the more winged creatures, even though all the creatures are going to be floating, right? They'll all be kind of like flying in the air, essentially. And I think we'll keep all the winged creatures near the top instead. But we'll see. We'll have to see when we get closer. It's going to be really quick to pull up I'm very familiar with their decks, so this is not going to be very difficult for me at all to do this research. Like the other day, I was naming off a bunch of cards that Yugi uses. I think I named off like 40 cards, just 40 like monsters, just off the top of my head. So this is gonna be really fun. This is gonna be really fun. Fuck that Harry Potter one. You know, this one's way better than that. So thank y'all for hanging out. All right. Thank y'all for hanging out. We will continue this tomorrow. I'm gonna go grab a little bit of sleep, and we'll come into this super duper duper fresh. Thank you all for chilling. Here's a link to the Discord. Thank you for the follows. Rix, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I'll catch y'all. Oh, Ben, thank you all for the follows tonight. But we're gonna call it. I'm happy with the composition that we came up with. The only goal for tonight was to come up with a composition, and we did it. So tomorrow we'll actually start the drawing. I'll see y'all then.